This one we need to pray about it. Open fire. Open fire. Open fire. I saw a man. To me, he appeared like he was a soldier. And he was carrying a gun. He was carrying a gun, passing through a certain place. And he began to shoot people. I'm talking about here, in this country. Because of the slow reaction of the peacekeepers, he went on and on and on until his magazine was empty. I couldn't even count the bullets that were fired, but it's something that we have to pray about and see whether things can change. I saw bees coming, walking on foot from the forest, from every direction. I saw them coming and they started biting the people. And as the people started crying, they started crying. I started seeing blood spots on the streets, on the walls, in the field.
I'll give you a clip of 2010. I was standing over there putting on a white suit. And I gave a prophecy about a soldier. And listen to me. And I even said, by the time the peacekeepers arrive, 2010.
Imagine a situation where some time ago, many months ago, I saw something that was happening and I gave a prophecy in church. And I warned people against any kind of so-called peaceful demonstration. And I said that there was bloodshed that was going to happen. And fortunately, it was cancelled. I don't know how, but we prayed about it. But I couldn't share the details and how it was going to be, how the blood was going to be shed. But what I had seen, I saw it then, and I still see it coming now, and I'm wondering, but we prayed against this. Why does it keep on resurfacing? I keep on seeing it. But to really be frank with you people so that you know, I had actually seen like an industry outside of Zimbabwe, but it was sort of like it was as if it was like a sewing industry, like a fabric industry, something like that. But it was outside of Zimbabwe. But what shocked me was that in as much as it was outside of Zimbabwe, there were people in there that were working and they were sewing our Zimbabwean camouflage, military wear, but it was outside of Zimbabwe. And then what I'd seen there was our uniform here, but being done outside. But when it was coming here, it was so funny because when it was coming here, it was now coming with people. So it was sort of like an operation to gather the local people that were being recruited. I'm giving it to you as it is so that you understand. And they were waiting for a moment when people really engage in any peaceful protest or demonstration. And then we were going to have people that would have seemed to be our own, either police force or military personnel, but coming armed and firing at people, killing people. And after the exercise, all that was going to be found was again a stack of these uniforms removed. But this uniform, you see what they do is when they are doing that, obviously you would have cameras and this would be all over, whether BBC, CNN, and the whole world will look at how Zimbabwean forces are working against their people, brutality, killing, human rights, abuse, and so on. That would then trigger the peacekeepers to come to Zimbabwe. That was the arrangement. Whether these people are local here, but they will not be all soldiers, but they'll be wearing our uniforms. This is something that we cannot even share with big people and so on. They won't listen. They haven't been. I give many prophecies. So even if everything is ready, the uniforms are ready, the ammunition, the guns, the bombs, everything is ready, still they cannot just walk in here and start shooting people. They will have to wait for you to start doing something funny. And during those protests and so on, you will have people coming from Norway and you wonder, It will happen very soon that if you don't want to protest, they will have to come into your house and beat you so that you get into the streets. It's a deliberate thing. Open fire.
The number killed in yesterday's army shooting spree has now risen to 6. Soldiers fired randomly into crowds of opposition protesters.
And open fire.
That was a nice shot.
To me, he appeared like he was a soldier. And he was carrying a gun. And he began to shoot people.
The number killed in yesterday's army shooting spree has now risen to 6.
I'm talking about here, in this country.
Breaking news in Zimbabwe.
It's been happening in Zimbabwe.
I saw bees coming, walking on foot.